This is the first time I will be experiencing my soap sinking under throughout my soap making journey. By the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what happened and how you should combat that. Hello everyone, this is Jofia DIY. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to this video depending on where you're watching it from. This is me measuring out my water to dissolve my caustic soda and my soda ash. For this particular recipe there is a required amount of water needed for this. Okay, so this is me dissolving my soda ash first. It's very stubborn, and this is me pouring my oil into my pot. Okay, I'll be using hot process, and my oil has warmed up a bit. I've added my caustic soda. I discovered one thing with this particular oil I bought: it traces so fast, it saponifies so fast, unlike the other oils I've been using. Okay, so that is why in your soap making journey, always take note of everything that happens. Write it down so that you'll be able to trace back and know what happened. Okay, I'm going to cook the soap until it's become liquid a bit. Immediately I added the caustic soda solution, it traces fast but not that thick, so I'm going to cook it on low heat until the soap becomes a kind of flowy before adding the other ingredients. Can you see it is now flowier than when I started? Okay, so I'm going to add in my soda ash but then I noticed that the soap has already cracked, like having a saponified sign by the surface cracking or squeezing itself. So I've added in my soda ash. I'm going to mix it for a while before adding the other ingredients. This recipe does not call for too many ingredients, just few ingredients, and you achieve what you want. Okay, so the soap is now drawy, a kind of gummy, drawy like gum. I'm going to dissolve this sodium sulfate and add to it, then mix it. Then I'll add my silicate. I'll add fragrance. If you are using a fragrance, it's optional. For this particular soap, I don't add fragrance. And even if I'm adding, it will not be more than 1%. Okay, so I'm going to make that mix everything. Can you see that the soap is a kind of drawy, kind of sticky, like a thick like a paint or gum? Okay, so I'm going to I've added my silicate. I'll mix it, then add my color depending on the type of color shade you want to have. Okay, if you want to have a brown color, you can use brown color. If you want to have any shade you want to have, all depends on you. But the preferred color for this particular recipe is oil based, but here I'm using water based color. That is why I used more than required, yet it did not come out because it is hot process. All right, so if you want to just use it's a drop of color to achieve your color shade, please try and use oil based color, which is even the appropriate color to use for bar soap making. But I use both. I use oil, I use water soluble. Okay, so this is me adding extra color again. I've added extra color for it to give me what I was looking for. Then I'm going to bring the soap down, allow it to cool a bit, then add my fragrance. Okay, can you see that the soap is now liquid? Now the reason why I had that experience, my soap sinking under, is because I poured my soap into the mold when it's like this. Okay, so if you want to avoid that, cook your soap or allow your soap to thicken up a bit, thicken up a kind of, so that it will be able to hold the heat, to be able to hold in. Not when the heat is evaporating, the soap will be going inside. Okay, so allow your soap to thicken up like what I just showed here, this clip here. Allow your soap to thicken up like that. Okay, you can bring it down and allow it to cool. While it's cooling, it will be thickening up. Then that way you can avoid your soap sinking under. All right, so this is me covering it is optional because I use hot process, so it's optional for you to cover. You can leave it like that, but the reason why you should also be covering your soap in the mold is to avoid soda ash, these white particles settling on the surface of your soap, be it cold process, especially cold processed soap. There's this white surface like soda ash that you get to see. For you to avoid that, please cover your soap with the nylon. Make sure the nylon is touching the surface of that soap. All right, so this is me cutting the soap to see how transparent or how um bright it is under the shade and under the sun. Okay, so can you see how it is? But if you want yours clearer, if you want yours transparent than this, very transparent, please do wear to use alcohol. Thank you and see you in my next video. Bye.